moving to Korea, I have been getting some questions about the EPIK program. So I figured I will help you guys out on how you can apply to EPIK or how you can apply to teach in Korea. I'm super excited to be moving to Korea, so it would be amazing if you guys ended up joining me as well. Yes, we can start a beautiful new friendship. But I just want to say thank you so much for all of your support, and please make sure you do subscribe to my channel for more future content on living in South Korea and Japan. Now, let's get this started! So there are two ways that you can apply to EPIK. First, you can apply directly through the website, or second, you can apply through a recruiter. I highly suggest, and most people suggest, for you to apply directly. You could do a recruiter, but it's like a middleman, and time in the process can be much longer than just applying directly. The benefits about having a recruiter though is that they can help you out if need be. However, with the internet, there's so much information, and there are groups within EPIK that will gladly help you out. So in order to apply directly, which is what I did, you have to go through EPIK's website. In order to do this, you go to their application page and just download the application for the country that you're from. From here, you download it, and the application itself can be quite lengthy. So basically you'll have to fill out your name, your addresses, where you lived, where you currently live, your school, education, jobs, etc. So it's pretty much typical job application things. The only thing that differs is that there are essays and a lesson plan that you'll have to complete. Basically, you'll have 3 essays that you'll have to complete. The first question is, why do you want to teach in South Korea? So, what makes education in South Korea important to you, and what can you bring to the table? Second is your teaching philosophy. What are your philosophies when it comes to teaching? If you have no teaching experience, here I really heavily suggest to do your TOEFL beforehand. Basically, a TOEFL is where you learn how to teach English as a second language. EPIK requires to have this anyway, so it's best to be prepared and have it done before you do the application. Not only that you'll have it done already, but 2, it will help you so much with your application. And 3, how do you handle cultural differences? So here you can explain what study abroad programs you've been to, or where have you been outside of the country that you're from. If you haven't left the country yet, I would highly suggest who have you talked to that was a different culture from you. Do you have any Korean friends? Do you have any Spanish friends? Were you interested in learning the language? How did you learn that language? Things of this sort. This is just to show EPIK that you're open and willing to other cultures outside of your own. For my part, I mentioned my study abroad in Japan and Guatemala. I also mentioned that I did a lot of volunteer work in my university when it came to international students. These are all great examples of how you're open to cultural differences. And then you have the lesson plan. And this part, again, would be very helpful if you have completed the TOEFL beforehand. If you haven't, and you've had teaching experiences beforehand, then you should be okay. This is myself included. I didn't do the TOEFL before I did this, but I've also been involved with teaching since sophomore year of college. And lastly, I also teach with VIP Kid, so I currently teach Chinese students English. I've used all of my experiences with these classes and what I've learned throughout these jobs to use in my lesson plan. If you're unfamiliar with this, again, I do suggest to do your TOEFL beforehand because it will help you tremendously. So I made sure that my lesson plan focused on English words of musical instruments. I also made sure to tie this into Korean culture, so I made sure to use K-pop as a reference here. This is something that EPIK would really love to see in here. So once you are done with your application, yay, this long application. But once you are done, you will then get an email saying you passed. Yay! And now that you passed, you have an interview. Everyone's favorite part of a job, right? The interview. And you will have a Skype interview with an EPIK coordinator. And just like other interviews, they will ask you questions mostly pertaining to Korea. Why do you want to teach in Korea? What makes you interested in Korea? What can you do to positively impact Korean students? One thing I heavily do suggest is that when you do apply for EPIK, you will also have a list of documents that you'll need to be completed. If you can start on your documents before the interview, EPIK really likes that actually. So back to the interview. Once you're done asking your questions, they will then go over your application with you. They will go over things that you might need to change and correct. So for example, if there are some essays you need to tweak a bit, do that. If you need to tweak up your lesson plan a bit, do that. After your interview, they will will say thank you very much, and then you will say thank you very much, and then you will wait to see if you got the job, and then you will get the job, and it will be great and everyone's happy, right? So once you get the job, you then have to do the lengthy documentation process, which, as I said earlier, to start beforehand, unlike me. Oh, sorry, I have a cold there. It's not like I started the documentation pretty late. Actually, still working on it. Shame on me, shame on me. You then send all of your paperwork to South Korea, to your coordinator. They will go through it, and then they will send you the contract. And then you will sign the contract, and then you will officially be moving to South Korea. Besides EPIK, there are other jobs that you can teach in South Korea. There are these programs here. I do now have my own personal Facebook group, so if you guys do want to join it and have any questions, please let me know. This is a great way to start a community within this little hub of Daylightful Lights. I like that, Daylightful Lights. And here you guys can ask me any questions that you need. But also, if you have any additional questions too, please leave comments below. I will gladly answer them all. My goal here is to be as helpful as possible, so please don't hesitate to reach out. So my question for you all today is, what is your dream job? What would you love to do? Is it teaching abroad? Is it being an artist? Do you want to be in engineering? What is your dream job? Please let me know below, and I would gladly love to read them all. Alright, this is Day saying have a great day.